Origins of Obadiah Stane. Was the first man to use the identity of the Ironmonger. The billionaire industrialist used the Ironmonger armor in a battle against his rival and arch-nemesis, Anthony Stark/Iron Man. Even since childhood, Obadiah Stane was a methodical and ruthless man. Once, during a chess match, as a child he killed the dog of an opponent whose skill was equal to his own so that his opponent's mind would not be focused on the game, and Stane won. Obadiah's father had been a gambler who shot himself playing Russian roulette while on a winning streak, namely with his own son. This experience would lead Stane into a lifelong obsession with winning in everything he invested in. Obadiah would later grow into a wealthy businessman who attempted to take over Tony Stark's Iron Man company, Stark International. Obadiah used his agents, the chessmen, to attack James Rhodes' War Machine. He also placed the chessmen's Queen Indri's Mumji to become Stark's lover. Stark later became aware of Stane's involvement in his friend's attack but was unable to do anything because of a serious alcoholic relapse, brought across by serious stress. He later bought Stark International thanks to S.H.I.E.L.D., changing the name of the company to Stane International, and began manufacturing weapons for the agency and other organizations with which he established military contracts, as well as covertly establishing business connections with multiple corrupt businessmen and crime lords, in particular supplying them with mandroid suits for their own devices. Stark gave his armor to Rhodey and became a homeless vagrant. Despite this, Tony maintained plans for a new Iron Man armor. With help from a team of scientists, Stane created the Ironmonger armor, which was more powerful than even Stark's own, as well as far larger. Using the Ironmonger as a corporate mascot, Stane planned to sell the armor to the highest bidder, or produce an entire army of armors which could be used to conquer whole countries. It was also during this time that Stane formed an alliance with Madame Mask, another adversary to Iron Man of the Maggia crime family. After vowing to protect the child of a homeless woman who died while giving birth, Stark came to his senses. He once again recovered from alcoholism, built the Silver Centurion armor, and started a new company called Circuits Maximus. Once Stane discovered Tony's comeback, he attacked his rival, but this time Stark fought back. He defeated the chessmen and fought Stane, whose Ironmonger was more powerful than his previous armor but not more powerful than the new Centurion suit, which was able to outmaneuver the far more clunky suit. Stane attacked Stark while holding his friends and family in death traps. Among the prisoners were the child of the homeless woman who Tony vowed to protect, his friend and chauffeur Happy Hogan, Happy's wife and Tony's executive assistant Pepper Potts, Tony's personal assistant Mrs. Bambi Arbogast, and Morley Irwin of his new company, Circuits Maximus. After killing Irwin, Stane demanded that Stark remove his helmet or he would kill the child next. Stark became aware that Stane could not control his power armor by himself and needed help from a nearby computer. Iron Man destroyed the nearby building holding Stane's external computer and saved the child from Stane. Obadiah Stane then removed his helmet and killed himself with his own repulsor tech via a blast to the head, eerily similar to the fate of his own father, when Stark told him it was all over. With Stane dead, Tony Stark was able to reacquire his family's company, reverting the name back to Stark International. The future of the Ironmonger. After Stane's demise, the original Ironmonger armor was obtained by the United States government. General Lewis Hayworth had one of the guardsmen use it to test the combat readiness of the U.S. agent. Another Ironmonger armor was built by industrialist Simon Steele. A third Ironmonger was subsequently built by Tony Stark's former college classmate, Joey Cosmatos, and worn by a criminal operative working for the underworld boss, Mr. Desmond. Ezekiel Stane, son of the former business mogul, acquired Iron Man tech and some of his father's business holdings, though he didn't follow in his father's footsteps, rather focusing on biomechanical implants than a full-on armor suit. Powers and abilities. Power armor suit. The capabilities of Obadiah Stane's Ironmonger armor are very similar to that of the Iron Man armor, since Stane based his design on Stark's own and used his designs when creating the suit. Obadiah himself had no superpowers, but gained remarkable strength, invulnerability, and offensive weaponry while operating the Ironmonger suit. All of the suit's functions were similar yet stronger than Iron Man's original armor. The suit also had boot jets for flight, repulsion cannons, almost impenetrable body armor, and a chest-mounted laser cannon. Stane was not nearly as experienced in the manual use of his battle suit as Stark was, and was forced to use an external computer to control his armor's functions. When the computer was destroyed, Stane lost control of the Ironmonger. Intellect. Even without the Ironmonger, Stane was a formidable adversary. He had a genius-level intellect and unparalleled business acumen. He was also well known, and feared, for his ruthlessness, using his underhanded tactics to strike at Tony Stark both emotionally and financially at one of his lowest points, and successfully taking over Stark's business. Though Stane was a genius, he was considerably less intelligent in comparison to Stark when it came to inventing and other scientific practices, as shown when he required a whole team of scientists to build his Ironmonger armor, despite already having Stark's designs.